Well, first tonight, being pulled over for speeding, then arrested and charged with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest and offensive language would be, for most people, pretty serious. Even worse if you believed it was the police who'd overstepped the mark, not you. That's been the experience of Adelaide mum Lisa Carruthers, and when we told you her story earlier this year, there were those who believed her and others who sided with police. Well, now, as Lucy Polkinghorne reports, there's been a twist no one expected.
What have I done wrong?
I was arrested for disorderly behaviour, offensive language and resisting arrest because of a $400 speeding fine.
For doing nothing wrong, going in a straight line.
In that time, I came up with some evidence which got everything dropped.
Earlier this year, we showed you this standoff. It was filmed by mother of three, Lisa Carruthers.
I said, "Why are you doing this to me? I haven't done anything to you. Why? What have I done?"
The story ignited plenty of comments from viewers, some who supported Lisa and others who believed she must have done something wrong.
Well, what have you pulled me over for? Well, I'd like to know what I've done wrong without an expiation book, because there's no...
Well, now there appears to be little doubt. But first, we'll revisit how this confrontation began.
I made sure I was sitting on 60 the whole way down the road.
37-year-old Lisa says she was driving to a local petrol station with her children when she noticed a police car travelling behind her.
As I was approaching the service station, he put his lights on and instead of pulling over 2 lanes, I continued into the slip lane and pulled into the service station.
The police car pulled up and the officer asked for her licence, then pulled out his expiation book. Lisa is adamant that at no point did he explain why she'd been pulled over, despite her repeated requests.
Constantly and repeatedly asked him the question about 30 times.
Clearly Lisa was frustrated and began filming the exchange on her phone in order to have some record of what was happening.
Not once told me what I was getting done for.
It's clear the officer doesn't explain the charge during this recording, which makes Lisa increasingly agitated and raises her voice. The officer then calls for backup, and it was at this point Lisa stopped recording.
The next minute, I had all these officers slamming me up against her car door.
But what she didn't know when she first contacted us was her son had continued to film after the officer had called for reinforcements. This vision, while it isn't a clear shot, shows that Lisa had calmed.
He had plenty of chances to arrest me without waiting for backup to throw me against a car. That was uncalled for.
Why wouldn't he have arrested you then?
He knew he was in the wrong and he knew he needed more officers' statements to build a case against me.
The surveillance vision from the service station shows Lisa being surrounded by a number of officers. She's then charged with disorderly behaviour, offensive language and resisting arrest.
I wasn't resisting arrest, I was getting flung backwards, so I guess if your body's going backwards, normal body reaction is to stiffen.
Lisa was summoned to court soon after and told SAPOL would drop 2 of the charges if she pleaded guilty to 1 count of offensive language.
Tried to make me believe that swearing, because I had sworn in a public place, that I was guilty and should be charged.
But Lisa refused to plead guilty, believing she was unfairly provoked.
He was stirring me up. He knew what he was doing the whole time.
And she continued to protest her innocence. Well, just over a week ago, Lisa attended her final court appearance.
They just said that, this matter's been withdrawn and thank you for coming here today. It was much appreciated.
So all charges were dropped?
All 3 charges and the speeding fine got withdrawn.
She was given no reason, and when we contacted SAPOL, they issued a statement saying they refused to comment. It's one of a growing number of dropped or failed prosecutions where citizens have been put through unnecessary inconvenience and expense. Still, Lisa is happy with the outcome.
Why did you fight so hard for this?
Because I'm innocent, and I wanted to prove that I was innocent.
But she admits putting up a public fight has taken its toll.
It's been hard, though.
Yeah. It's not fair. all the put-downs, all the people making nasty comments and judgmental people.
But she's not leaving it there, taking her case to the police ombudsman for further investigation.
Just don't treat everyone like scumbags. Maybe, you know, we're not all bad people. We don't do, you know, you got your good and your bad. You know, don't treat us all the same.
What have I done wrong?
And when we contacted SAPOL after the first story, they said they'd pass the matter on to the police ombudsman. Given they have a staff of 4 to check on 6,000 police, you can wait at least a year for a response. Hardly a system to rely on. Lucy Polkinghorn with that story.